Hi, I'm Lindsay, and here at Zinkers, we're excited about helping students in college and beyond.
I started a degree in psych in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. But at the time that was at McMaster University. But at the time, I still wanted to get into nursing and was having a great deal of trouble getting into a nursing program. I really wanted a degree program. And at that time, I'm not so sure anymore, how competitive it is. But at that time, and this was back in the, like early 80s, it was really difficult to get into a nursing degree program. So I was kind of hanging out to waiting for that. Eventually, I wound up at a college, Niagara College, which is in St. Catharines, Ontario, and was able to get into the diploma program there. And that was just because, again, I couldn't get into a degree program. But while I was there, my instructors all had the same. That was a 3-year program, but at that time, my instructors were all very supportive of us continuing on our education when we graduated with the diploma to get the degree, the Bachelor in Science. And I listened to them. And as soon as I graduated from the diploma program, I then went to Niagara University and started the BSN program there. And that took me, I think, a couple of years doing it part-time and working at the same time. And that's kind of what started my whole nursing career. And then later on, when I got more interested in going into leadership and management, I then went to Roberts Wesleyan College here in Rochester, New York, and did their master's in leadership administration and leadership and administration. And I ended up there, and that was a fully online course. And it was, I was attracted to that course because it had a great reputation, that it was a really rigorous curriculum, and I really wanted that, and also because of the flexibility that it offered with the all online course. So, I had a family at this point, and a full-time job, so that really spoke to me. And then in 2023, I went back to Roberts again and finished my postmaster's certificate in nursing education, because now my career had progressed more into the education side of things. So that's where I am currently. I have told my family I'm not doing any more any more degrees, so hopefully that'll be the end of it. But those are kind of the big four that I went to. I had a really long stretch where I didn't go back to school, and it was difficult, but it was fine. I had a lot of support from my family, a lot of support from my coworkers and the instructors and the professors. So it all worked out, and I loved every minute of it. Early on, it was the advice of the instructors and professors who were, wanting to make sure that we knew that, especially in nursing, and I'm sure in most fields, that education is key. You have to continue to learn. Like, nothing's going to stay the same. So if you're not continuing to learn, then you're not going to be relevant anymore. You're not going to know what you need to know, and you won't grow in your profession, which was very important to me. So I listened to that. So that's what really encouraged me to get into a bachelor's program. On my diploma program, I have friends who did the diploma program and did fine their entire lives. But that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be, explore different areas of nursing. And that's what was allow me to do that. I think in the later on in my master's programs, I was always affected by the other students in the class. How they were very driven, and looking at their similar situations with families and jobs, and how we were able to fit this time in to get our masters. I always found very impressive. So I think just being around other people who wanted to do the same thing as me always influenced me. Um, so I'm a nurse educator now, although I'll be getting my certification hopefully shortly to become a nursing professional development specialist. So that's on the horizon in the next few months, since I now have my postmaster's in nursing education. And my typical day, so now I'm more of not really a desk job, I guess, but I'm not at the bedside with patients anymore, which was definitely my first love. But since for the past 2 years, I just hit my second year anniversary, I've been more, helping to support leadership, like nursing leadership specifically for me. So I'm not out there teaching, nursing students how to put in IVs anymore. Now I'm helping our leaders to grow and develop, because I did have most of my career had me as an assistant nurse manager and then a nurse manager before going into education. So now I'm helping our new leaders, both managers and assistant nurse managers, to develop that leadership skill. So my typical day would probably involve me either going in and sitting with some newer nurses because I also get involved in our nurse residency program, which are new nurses, and I talk to them not about clinical skills, but more professional skills. And I could go in and be in front of those new nurses, or I could be in front of all new nursing leadership, including assistant managers, nurse managers, directors, like that are newly hired, and just teaching them, from my own experience, what it means to be a leader in nursing. I could also go in. I've also got a residency program that I run for specifically for assistant nurse managers, and again, it's just teaching those leadership skills to them. So that's kind of, I'm preparing the curriculum for those, doing the administrative work for them, and then actually teaching the classes. I think there was a time when I was still at taking care of patients at the bedside, but I went to a conference, and I realized there, there are many breakout sessions, and I realized there that I really wanted to be more focused on what I could do for our staff at the bedside, realizing that the more I could support staff, the better our patients would be. Um, and by that, I mean, if we can support the nursing staff, they're going to give the best possible care to our patients, and then we'll expect hopefully the best possible patient outcomes as well. So that's why I realized, oh, this is more what I'm focused on. I was more drawn to those classes or those breakout sessions than I was to the other ones where we were learning something more clinical in nature. And then, like I said, I became an assistant nurse manager, and then a manager, and then on to nursing education. Yeah, I think, especially for nursing, you have to keep learning. You have to stay relevant, and stay on top of your profession. You have to know what the latest research is and what the best practices are. And also, don't forget to explore other areas of nursing. There's a lot of them. And I think sometimes during my career, I would forget that there were, other things that I could have done. I mean, I'm satisfied with everything that I have done up until this point, but sometimes I take a step back and think, oh boy, there was nursing informatics and just other areas of nursing that I could have explored, but I just kind of put blinders on. I was like, no, I'm fine, I'm good here. But I think looking back on my career, like there could have been other opportunities that I could have delved into, but always keep learning, and I don't know, just never stay put in one area. I feel like you shouldn't stay in one area for too long. You should be developing and growing and learning new things. It is fine to stay where you are, but be open to the possibilities of other areas.
Follow us here and on LinkedIn for more helpful career resources and tips.